Are we going to Calgary, Dallas, or Edmonton?
Calgary Flames versus the Dallas Stars. Before we get started on this, don't forget, hockeyunfiltered.substack.com. Leave us a review, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. Write us a message. We read them. We'll ignore them later, maybe, as long as they're mean. If they're nice, we won't. Calgary Flames versus Dallas Stars. I mean, it's just the Flames, right? Like, you know, all due respect to what Dallas has done, like, you know, and that is another situation, much like Colorado, Nashville, where you just go, oh man, good for you, Dallas. Sorry, pal. Get him next year, sport.
Yeah.
Although next year, I mean, they're just a year older, right?
Oh,
like,
but they have some good prospects.
Yeah, well, that's true. We talked about
some really good
some
prospects coming up.
crazy prospects coming up.
So
no, oh my goodness. Is there, how much breath do you want to waste on this?
Not a lot. I mean, I think the Stars,
Daryl Sutter's got a heck of a team going.
Going to this series, I think the Dallas Stars are sitting there going, yep, remember what they say, defense wins championships, defense wins championships, defense wins championships.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas the Flames, with a full season of Daryl Sutter, who has been able to instill in them that their work ethic has to match their talent.
Yeah.
You know, they were a kind of a perimeter team before.
Yeah.
They're not anymore.
No.
They're not anymore. They go to hard areas. And,
Yeah.
And you know, Johnny Gaudreau is the best 5-on-5 player in the NHL this year.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see much of a path to victory for Dallas other than let's just create the biggest mess we can here.
Yeah.
And destroy a masterpiece and see if we can pull this out.
So take this with a grain of salt because they do start a lot in the offensive zone. But I am only looking at the top 64 defensive pairings in the NHL in terms of their time on ice played, so that I'm not getting, a defensive pairing that played like 4 minutes together and then put up great numbers. But for the top 64 defensive pairings in the NHL for time on ice, the best Corsi for percentage pairing was Eric Branson, Nikita Zadorov.
Wow.
Okay, the best.
They probably start every time in the offensive zone.
They start 60% of their faceoffs in the offensive zone.
Right.
You know who the 8th best is?
Oliver Shillington and Chris Tanev.
Noah Hannafin and Rasmus Anderson.
Right, okay.
Right? And then the 12th best is Chris Tanev, Oliver Killington.
Shillington.
I'm so sorry. It's right on the paper.
I
still read Taves as toes sometimes, like just on the paper. Like it's not, anyways, whatever. My brain, when it works. But my point is that there's 3 pairings in the top 12.
Yeah.
Out of 64 pairings, Ken.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Your 3 pairings are in the top 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, I bring this up because you made the point defense wins championships. Dallas is going to be telling themselves that. Yeah. Hello, there's your defense.
Yeah.
There's your defense. And these guys are good, man. These guys are so good.
They're excellent. They are excellent. Chris Tanev was such an incredibly good sign.
Man, what a score.
All Chris Tanev ever does, everywhere he goes, is make the other guy look better.
Right.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
That's like the old Andre Markov joke.
It happened with like Quinn Hughes. And it's happened all over the place with guys. And then he comes in and everybody's like, Oliver Shillington seems to be this guy that has a whole bunch of skill and raw talent, but can't figure it out. He starts playing with Chris Tanev.
Hey, who we should put him with?
He figures it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he figures it out.
That's like the joke about Markov back in the day. He had like 3 defense pairing partners win a Norris.
Yeah.
Never won a Norris.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. No, not to say that his partners were bad, but I mean, hello, right? So, yeah, I say Calgary by a country mile. By a Daryl Sutter country Jolly Rancher mile.
Jolly Rancher, yeah.
That's such a good nickname for him.
That actually might be the greatest nickname
of all time.
Ever.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's really good.
The Jolly Rancher.
It's really good.
Yeah. Let's see. Can I deliver what I think will be the final result in my Daryl Sutter impression? I think we're going to win the game in 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games. We'll probably win the series.
I don't think he's going to say that. Is he going to say that? Dallas?
No, he's not going to say that. I'm saying that for him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's.
You think 4 games, eh? You think so?
Oh man, yeah. It's hard to predict a sweep. It's a bold prediction.
I don't want to do that because it's Dallas.
All respect to Dallas.
Yeah.
And then so your forward core is better.
I got the Flames in 6.
Your forward core is better for Calgary, but although not by much. Your defensive core is better by a lot.
The forward core in Calgary is better by way more.
Well, okay, sorry. I don't want to say not by much, but it is to say that Dallas has a very good forward core.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a weakness of theirs.
They have trouble scoring, boy.
So your forward core is better as Calgary. Your defensive core is better as Calgary, and your goaltending is better as Calgary. Mm-hmm. So, what's there to talk about? So I give Calgary 80%.
Okay.
What do you do?
I will give Calgary 65%.
Ooh, you're getting more and more conservative as the night wears on. Moneypuck.com says, ho, pow, Calgary at 80.1%.
80.1. Maybe I should bump that up a little bit. Nah, whatever. Who cares? Nobody's going to remember this 10 minutes from now.
I will be tweeting out all of these 10 minutes from now.
Okay.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yes.
All right. New York Rangers versus Pittsburgh Penguins. Second to last one.
Yep. The Rangers owned the Penguins this year.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't own them. They didn't hone them. You know what that's from?
No.
Who owns the team? You don't know that?
No.
You haven't watched Slapshot?
That's been on my list for so long, but I can't convince Tanny to watch it with me. And I'm like,
you don't watch Slapshot with your wife? What are you doing?
I'm from the Mighty Ducks generation. I apologize.
I don't even know what to say. I feel like leaving right now. I just feel like getting up and leaving. Not only have you not watched Slapshot, you're like, yeah, I can't watch it because I want to. No, my wife won't watch it.
Movie night and order pizza and watch Slapshot.
It's not a period piece, Dylan. I know you got to sit through crap like that because I got to sit through crap like that. I had to watch the piano, for God's sakes.
No,
I knew that her leg was tied to the piano when they threw it over the side of the boat. I knew it. I hated that movie. Holly Hunter just going like this and being mad the whole time.
I've never watched it.
I hated that movie.
I've never watched the piano.
It. But I would never make my wife watch Slapshot with me.
All right.
This is an outrage. Anyways, one of those nights where we watch sit in your driveway full of like boats and motorcycles and shit. We're gonna watch Slapshot, okay? Good Lord.
Look, it's not a full redneck backyard because all of the boats actually run.
Yeah, right. And there's no broken down cars back there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Although, man, I've almost bought a couple over the years. But all right, here we go.